I gotta say, that fight with Daryun versus the Mountain, that was pretty nice. That was a really good fight. That was a pretty good fight. I mean, let's, face it, okay? I expected Daryun to win, but the fight was really fucking epic. Like, the animation in that scene, when you see Daryun, blocking the sword that's coming at him, and then the fire effect, and then, dodging, just the entire animation of that fight in this episode of Arslan was probably one of the best production values I think I have seen from this series. It looked that freaking good. It really did. And I feel like the music is definitely the best part of this episode, like one of the best parts, because it definitely gave this episode a different type of life than previous episodes, because it gave this emotion to it when you see Daryun just fighting for survival. And to be honest here, was I the only one expecting someone to have like a poison weapon? Like, I was really expecting one of them to have some form of poison dagger or something cheap like that, because if this is like a trial by combat before the gods, I mean, you'd think someone would have a cheating weapon with something of poison before they can win. And I thought that was what was going to happen, because Daryun was losing, he was having to fall back, the Mountain was crushing his ass, and so I thought, the Mountain was going to succumb to poison or something thanks to Daryun, but that didn't happen like that. Daryun had a hidden weapon, pulled it out, and just stabbed the dude, and the Mountain fell. Thankfully, we didn't get to see the eyeball crushing scene, like, popping the head open, but besides that, the episode of Arslan this week was pretty kick-ass. Like, the entire focus of this episode is on Daryun fighting the Mountain. And that's it. Like, the ending part settles the rivalry between the brothers wanting to fight for the throne, which that's a part I'll get into in a moment. But about 80% of this episode is just Daryun's fight with him going up against the Mountain and trying to figure out how he can beat this dude, which I am glad in the end that this entire issue got settled with this episode, because that means that we can move into other important things of this series, because, I mean, for right now, all we have when it comes to this series is Arslan making allies. That's all he's really doing at the moment. He's building his generals and his allies up, and then he could start building his army before he could take back the throne, and that's really what's going on right now. And if you think about it, this series is almost done. Arslan is almost done. Like, I think it's only going to be 23, 22, or 24 episodes. It's going to be one of those, and we're getting closer and closer to that finale, and as the episodes come on by, as we get closer and closer to that final episode, I'm starting to realize that we're not going to get that finale kingdom fight, or fighting for the throne. We're not going to get that. Most likely, we're going to have it to where Arslan gains a bunch of allies and ally nations, and then the episode, or the series, is just going to end right there. And that kind of is upsetting, because, I mean, a lot of this second half of Arslan has been focused on this, which it needs to be done. Arslan needs to get, help and allies, but hopefully in the next last arc we probably get, because we only have time probably for one more good long arc. Hopefully this last arc we're going to be getting into will focus on some of the crucial details of, Arslan attacking the kingdom, gaining back, his kingdom, and also focus on the other dude. You remember the dude from the first episode that Arslan let free and we saw him like a couple episodes back? Hopefully he will have more of a role as well, because he got introduced and I thought he would have more of a role compared to what he's had already in this series. So many things to talk about, but for now, getting into the final part of this episode, you have it to where the brothers, their dispute is settled. They get settled, and the older brother that was wanting the kingdom for himself for his own selfish greed, well, he succumbs to treason because he puts his sword at his father. And as soon as I saw, I'm like, that dude's done. Like, you don't point your damn sword at your own fucking father and try to kill him. You don't do that shit. And so, as soon as he did that, he sealed his fate. He was dead. And then what even sealed the deal after that is when he cut down his own ambassador, his own advisor, that was giving him helpful hand and hints throughout the entire time we saw him in the series. So yeah, I mean, Gardevi or whatever that dude's name is, yeah, he got wrecked. So I wonder if he's going to be sentenced to death or not, or is he just going to be thrown in prison? Anyways, that's pretty much the episode of Arslan this week. A pretty badass episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Y'all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.